I am Dr. Lakshmi Satish, practicing ENT surgeon at Skin, Cosmetic and ENT Care Center and also at Sagar Hospitals, Jayanagar. Epistaxis or nosebleed can happen due to as simple a reason as nose picking. In fact, nose picking is the commonest reason for nosebleed. A child can keep on putting finger into the nose and traumatizing an area called Little's area where there is a confluence of small blood vessels. So that is the commonest reason, and if that is detected, we have to strictly instruct the child not to put finger in the nose, and we have to cauterize gently the bleeding point using silver nitrate under local anesthesia. The second most common condition what we see in children is impacted foreign bodies. Children are notorious to put various objects into their nasal cavities. Therefore, it can go unnoticed many times. Often they come with one-sided nosebleed or a foul nasal discharge. On examination, if we see a foreign body such as a chalk piece or a crayon or beads or nuts and seeds, we have to remove immediately and gently. That immediately stops epistaxis. Nosebleed can happen due to acute upper respiratory tract infections also. A viral or a bacterial upper respiratory infection results in increased congestion of the mucous membrane of the respiratory tract. Infective conditions such as acute rhinitis, either bacterial or viral, can cause bouts of epistaxis. During infection, there is increased hyperemia of the mucous membrane, making it more vulnerable for nosebleed after slightest trauma. So we have to promptly treat the respiratory infection, give nasal decongestant drops and appropriate antibiotics and saline nasal drops. The next common condition being enlarged adenoids with secondary infection. Whenever the adenoid enlargement is causing secondary infection also, that can also lead to minor bouts of epistaxis. In adolescent boys, sometimes we come across extensive massive epistaxis that can be caused by a condition called angiofibroma of the nose. It is not so common. Once in a way we do come across that condition that needs to be properly evaluated, proper appropriate scans have to be taken, and it is a teamwork. It has to be planned and operated in a bigger institution. Bleeding diathesis in children is commonly seen amongst the pediatricians. So we do get referrals for recurrent nosebleed or gum bleed. Sometimes they may be having disorders like hemophilia or purpura. So evaluation of the blood tests including complete hemogram, bleeding time, clotting time, prothrombin time and APTT tests are essential to detect any clotting factor deficiency. It has to be treated appropriately. The take-home message for patients with recurrent nosebleeds is to avoid nose picking, treat the respiratory infections promptly, be observant. Parents have to be vigilant. Whenever the child puts foreign body in their nose, they have to suspect and bring it to the notice of the ENT doctors and get it removed at the earliest instance. Nose packing and cauterization are reserved for recurrent epistaxis sometimes.